When I would go to my parents, and I'm giving you this example because maybe it will help you recognize this in yourself, but I would go to bed and my cheeks would be hurting, and I would feel empty about the time I had spent with them. So my visits now in these great months of experiment are not as funny as they used to be, and we're all surviving it quite well. We create with our walls a kind of lonely paradise. The wall that we construct to avoid the gravity, that vulnerability of a situation, separates us from those connections with humans and actions that could make a difference. Recently, my spiritual practice, my meditation has been around being aware of when I feel those walls coming up. And I try, well, I'm still in the awareness phase. The next phase will be perhaps imagining them dissolving. I think that's how the Dalai Lama is able to do the work he does. I think the many people we admire somehow have figured out a way to work without walls. I think that is possibly true for every human who has made a difference in this world. And the truth is that there is no time to waste on this wall building that separates us from the world and from those we love. The safety behind those walls is only an illusion. And this world has a great diversity of walls. Each country, each human has a different wall style. Some are great impenetrable hedges, like the one in Sleeping Beauty. Others are made of stone or brick or laughter. Others are like those along the edges of Wyoming highways that keep the snow from the roads, and others provide a little electric buzz that keeps the wildlife in or out. What kind of wall do you make? What kind of wall do you make? The first step is seeing that wall, the wall that you construct for your paradise. Learn when you construct those walls. Find that moment when they start to come up like they do in those fantasy movies. And consider what your life could be without them. Think what you could do in the world if that wall weren't keeping you in. Is there a tree of life in front of you with some tasty or tangy fruit of awareness that could take you sailing over and beyond that wall? You might find that instead of protecting the people you love, the wall is keeping you distant from them. As Unitarian Universalists, we are looking to create a different paradise, a garden perhaps, but without a wall. This is a great challenge, for we Westerners are a wall-building culture. Let us go beyond our knee-jerk desires to protect ourselves and move into action. Interfaith Power and Light, do you know they are the ones who brought us these incredible solar panels that are providing all of our electricity? They keep sending me emails because they want us as a congregation to join in what is called the Paris Pledge. And this is what that is about. By 2030, Our congregation commits to reduce its carbon pollution by 50%. By 2050, our congregation will set a goal of being carbon neutral. We are doing this for the same reason I do my experiments, because interfaith power and light is challenging the nations of the world to make this commitment. And they feel that they cannot challenge the nations of the world unless we are doing that thing. So we can become examples. And there are 36 faith communities that have already signed to this. And Tucker is going to find out what that means, because we don't want to raise our hands and get to 2030 and go, oh my goodness. And we need to know we are a community that votes. And we might not be ready, but let us begin this conversation. I hope that you are up to this investigation, because I wonder if together we could create a new myth of a community of people curious, not forbidden, but curious about that tree of knowledge of good and evil, and we grab that tangy fruit, our eyes open, and together we push through the walls separating us from the earth on the edge of destruction, and we save the world. And later we will think, wasn't that the best time? We created a new kind of paradise. I invite you now to stand in body or spirit and let us sing our closing song, Come and Go With Me to That Land. Into a new land, all together with many potlucks, and enjoyable things on the way. Amen. We have truly been blessed with music today. We come to this place, each of us, with a different belief. And I am saying that because I would like to invite any of you who are interested in a class where you are articulating what those beliefs are. I will be teaching that class from 12:15 down in the high school room. And I know some of you will be coming, but I see some people I wasn't able to contact, so if you are interested, please do come. We are blessed with many visitors each time, and we love to have you be able to just sit and not introduce yourselves if that is what you prefer. But we also invite you, if you would like to give us your name and perhaps something about coming here. Would anyone like to stand who would be interested in? We have somebody brave.
Thank you. My name's Justin White, and my daughter Izzy is 11. 2 months ago, she said, "Dad, we got to go to church." And I always promised myself that I would be supportive. So I held my breath as I let her choose. I'm very grateful that she chose this one, so thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you. Would anyone else, or somebody who feels forgotten, if this isn't your first time, that's fine. Would anyone else like to introduce somebody I know in the front row?
I'm Jalynn Prince, and Patty and Mary Lou are my sisters-in-law. And it is such a privilege to be here, and it's been a journey that we've all been on for a very, very long time. And their spirituality from the onset, and getting to know both of them, and how it has grown and it has blossomed in word, in music, in drama. They have enriched my life tremendously, and I am delighted to be here. Thank you very much, and I'm going to try to get rid of some of those walls.
Would anyone else would you like to introduce yourselves? If not, we have an announcement.
I want to let everybody know that the song that the choir performed today is part of a cantata that will be performed this Wednesday night at First Unitarian Church. And that is the other Unitarian church up the street. It's on 13th East and 5th South. We are combining with the First Unitarian Choir. There will be about 60 singers, and they sound magnificent because our choir has helped them so much. It's an Earth Day celebration, and all are welcome. There's a suggested donation, and those donations are, it's $15 for an individual and $30 for a family. So if you happen to have 10 kids, this is a great deal. And childcare will be provided. And it starts at 7:30. We would love to have a big following from our group. There will be a string quartet with it. It's going to be very, very lovely. 7:30, Wednesday night at First Unitarian Church. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. And now we will extinguish our chalice. And as we extinguish the chalice, I invite you to hold that light in your heart. And those of you who have wooden walls, consider using the light to get rid of that wall. But don't be dangerous. But let us take that light out into the community, and after, as you go downstairs, and we have hospitality downstairs, Tucker will be there with her incredible knowledge about ways that we are trying to make a difference associated with Earth Day.
Actually, my focus today will be on this Paris Pledge. I think it's daunting to think about cutting our carbon footprint in half in 15 years. But 15 years, I mean, that's, if we start today, we can do it. So today, I'd like all of your ideas about What would it entail? What can each of us do? And what can we as a group do here? Can we, a month from now, on May 17th, vote as a church that we will try, that we will take this pledge to do our best?
Now, in interest of wall destruction, before you go downstairs, I would like for you to talk with someone you haven't either seen before or talked with in a while. And I hope this doesn't make our new people race for the door. So if you don't want to talk, you can just go like this and everyone will know what you mean. Having been a shy attendee myself. But let's please do that before we go downstairs. And now I extinguish the chalice. Go in peace.